Yep. What's up, everybody? This is it. This is the final beginner video. This one should be going up on Saturday. ACDC. I thought, what is a better band to end a rock and roll beginner guitar course week with than ACDC? So we are going to end this beginner themed week with some ACDC. Now they have a huge plethora of riffs that would be really good for beginners, but I tried to choose the ones that aren't, it's not Back in Black, it's not Shook Me All Night Long, it's not Thunderstruck, the more main ones that you see all the time. So these are a little bit different. I have tabs for everything down below. If you haven't heard yet, this whole week has been, inspired by my beginner guitar course, which is available until tomorrow. It'll be basically like off the web until tomorrow. So you can still snag that for 45% off if you're feeling like it. And if not, no biggie, we still cool. Just get the tabs. Alright, Whole Lotta Rosie. Now this is one, it's funny, I remember my friend learning this song, Steven. I don't know if you're watching this, Steven. I remember he knew how to play it, and I thought it was really, really cool. This was in the very early stages of me playing guitar, and I couldn't play the riff. And I just remember him playing it, and he's like, that's all it is. And I was like, man, this sounds cool. So I thought this would be a great one to kind of start with. Now, essentially all it is just one chord, it's an A power chord, and then open. And it's just that over and again. It does change a little bit. But we're just going to focus on that main intro riff. So, like I say, if you're not doing A5, it's open A string, 2 on the D, and 2 on the G. There's your A5 power chord. Now what happens here is you go, and then you go to 3 on the A string by itself. Open A. Okay, so then you go all the way up to 5 and then open. Okay, so A power chord, 3 open, 5 open, back to 3 open. Now what happens on the last one is you go 3 and then it's back to power. Okay, so but they're real choppy, This is such an ACDC trait, A lot of times the chords aren't ringing out. In choruses they tend to a lot, or like I said, I'm going to flick of the switch, they do kind of ring out. But a lot of their chords are real choppy and short, and you have to really control the strings that are ringing out. See? They're not going... No, it's... It's all about dynamics. So that's the first one. It's a very straightforward one. But overall, it's just one that's just in your face. Wow! All right, The Girls Got Rhythm. This is another really cool one. I did not know this one before this video. So some different ways you could play it. You could do it all power chords. I like to use the standard ACDC, almost like a D sus2. I don't think I have that high string there. So basically this is a D power chord, but it just sounds a little bit different with that open string in there. So I'm doing like this D5, and I'm muting the high E string by letting my finger roll over on it. Okay? So it's open D, 2 on the G, and then 3 on the B. Now I do a power chord here. I didn't watch live video, so who knows, maybe Malcolm is doing a normal C chord. A lot of times he would do that, but I think this is a power chord. Now a C5, I'm just going 3 on the B and then 5 on the D string. So, and the reason why I threw this in here is this little lick. I heard, I was like, da 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 da. I'm like, oh, that's a great little fill. And again, it's your A major pentatonic scale. So what's happening here is he's going 2. I think they're doing a hammer-on, so 2 hammer-on 4, 2 on the G twice. Okay, now open A string. Then you go back to that C power chord. Now you can go to an A power chord, just like what we had in Lotta Rosie. So it's open A, 2 on the D, and 2 on the G. So. Sorry. Alright, now Let There Be Rock. Now this is a pretty upbeat one. If you heard them play it live, they play it really fast. So I might have even been playing it too slow at the beginning. But overall, it's the same. You know, so it's a real good use of just 3 chords, man. It's ACDC. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's rock and roll. What more can you want out of it? So essentially they're doing a G chord. And this is in my opinion, the ACDC G. It's not like this. You're not cowboy in it. You're going like this. It's just 3 on the low E string. You mute the A, open D and G, and then 3 on the B. So it's literally, is it? Yeah, it's basically a G5. Because you just have a G note, a D note, a G note, and a D note. So it's literally a power chord. So so it goes from that G to an E5, an E power chord. So open low E string, 2 on the D, 2 on the G. I'm sorry, 2 on the A and 2 on the D. Now you're going to pedal off the low E string. So you can mute it or leave it open. It depends on what kind of vibe you're going for. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think they're doing it 5 times. It's more of a feel thing for me. I don't really count that kind of stuff. So the little turnaround part there is a little bit tricky, but basically you're just dropping your index finger down is all that's happening. So it's a G, like I said, G5. Okay, so you have that. Now you're gonna hit your E5, the E power chord, twice this time. And all you do to get this A is move everything down a string. So you go open A, 2 on the D, and 2 on the G. Okay, so back up to the E, do it twice again. So back to G, and then the riff is just starting over. I feel like it's that fast. Like it's fast, you know. And I recommend on those low strings that are open, alternate pick it all. That's gonna make it a lot easier for some. You know, you get a different sound out of it. I think it's all alternate pick. And that's just another, a quick in-your-face one that I don't see people playing all the time, like they do Back in Black and all those, you know, Brian Johnson riffs. All right, now flick of the switch. Like I said, we're venturing into some Brian Johnson stuff here, and I liked this one because of this big chromatic walk-up. I thought it could just be a good exercise, but also it's just a fun, rock and roll riff. So basically, we're sticking with our power chord theme here. You're gonna do an A power chord, which you should know by now if you've learned the other riffs. Then you go to a C5, which we've had, and then the D5, which we have down here. It's that D chord. So we have. Now he does add an open A string right before he goes to the D. He goes. So it's kind of the tricky part to get that open A in between that C5 to D5. So now here's your little chromaticism. which is just simply going 1, 2, 3, 4, literally right up the fingerboard. Now he goes to the A string, and this one just goes 2, 3, 2. And I shift my hand up, so I go. You could keep your hand stationary if you wanted. But I like to shift up because it gets me ready to do that opening riff again. See how I just rolled my finger down? That simple of a transition, you know, a lot of it playing these riffs is eliminating unnecessary movement. So what happens is basically that's the first time they play the riff. Now the second time they change it ever so slightly. They go like this. And you basically let it ring out for the time of if you would play the riff 2 times in a row, but you still hit on this the second time around. So it goes down, down, down. Then back into it. So there's you guys, some ACDC. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Other than that, we're just going to bounce on out of here. Like I said, hope you enjoyed them. Check out the Rock and Roll Boot Camp. Get the tabs, link down below if you're feeling like it. And other than that, that's it. So I'll leave you guys off on some rhythm if I can quit stuttering. And we'll call it a day. So bye, guys. Whoop!